Hi, my name is Gabe Arnold. I'm the founder and CEO of Business Marketing Engine, and I appreciate you taking time to tune in today because I'm going to show you this stealthy social media strategy that generated over $500,000 in revenue for me. And I'm going to share with you exactly how you can apply the same strategy to your business. So stay tuned and I'll share it with you. So this was something I kind of fell into by accident. There's plenty of things in my entrepreneurial career that have been like that, where I had no intention of generating any revenue. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I decided that I was going to follow the advice of a good friend of mine and mentor, Brian Kurtz. He has a saying that he uses all the time, which I totally agree with. And he says, contribute to connect. And it's a great way of really thinking about how do you really show up and serve people and help them and invest in relationships. And once you do that, you'll have the connection, and there's, the sky is the limit after that. Because when we have great relationships with those around us, with those we want to serve and help, with our friends, with the people we work with everyone in our network, that's when we truly have a ton of potential to grow. And so what I did to generate over $500,000 is I decided to start a podcast. And I started the podcast called Today's Business Leaders, which we had on a short hiatus and is coming back here this quarter here. So I'm excited about that. But I decided to start a podcast where I would interview entrepreneurs about their entrepreneurial journey, to really learn their story, to understand them. And I did it from a place of just realizing that I didn't have as much community and relationship in my life as I wanted in that period. And being that for years, my team and we've been fully remote. So we do all of our calls over video every day. We're a fully distributed team all around the country and all around the world. And so I created this because I was like, man, I want to have more conversations with entrepreneurs. I don't live in a big, entrepreneur hub, like a Chicago or Austin or New York or, in San Diego. I mean, there's some places in the country where there's just a super high concentration of entrepreneurs and startups. And where I live, east of Cleveland, Ohio, there's not as big a community. Yes, there's still plenty of entrepreneurs here, but it's not quite like those other places where I travel and I get to go to conferences and things like that. So I started the podcast because I wanted to have those connections, learn from other entrepreneurs, and really understand, who they are and what they were about. And so to do this, what I did is I just started connecting with and engaging with the target audience, the entrepreneurs that I wanted to have on my show. And I did that through Facebook and through LinkedIn. And I reached out and I would connect with people if I saw they were a CEO of a company or if they were an entrepreneur starting something. I would connect with them, start to follow what they were doing, comment and engage, in their content, message them like we've talked about already on the show this week. I just started connecting and building a relationship and just interacting. And then once I knew a little bit more about them and knew what they were up to and what their business is about, I said, hey, I'd love to invite you on my podcast so I can feature and promote you. And I just love to learn about you. And I'd love to, get to know you personally. And so by doing that, I was able to connect, by contribution, like I mentioned earlier in this episode here. Because when we show up and, say to somebody, how can I serve you? How can I help you? How can I contribute to help you reach your goals? That's such a great way to serve people and truly build a relationship from a positive place. So as I connected with and, was able to have these different entrepreneurs on my show, we were able to have great conversations. It's a long form show. I've had people, that are in the startup space, starting some really amazing startups. I had a good friend of mine now on who built the first MBA website ever. We ended up doing a 2.5 hour long episode that I cut into a couple pieces with him. I've had marketing giants on the show like Brian Kurtz. I've had my friends that we've been in masterminds together. I've had people that I never thought I would get access to, like one of the partners at ClickFunnels. I've had a lot of different people on the show, and it all came from just connecting and engaging. And so once I had people on the show, we did our interview. The secret to generating revenue from relationships that you invest in is just ask people, how can I serve and help you? Or is there anybody that could use, my help? And so after we would record the episode, if they shared something they were struggling with from a tech or marketing standpoint, then I'd be like, well, let's just connect and let me see if I can help you with that. And we would have another call and build a relationship there, which led to business. I've also had plenty of guests, and I've actually generated more revenue from referrals from the podcast than just straight engagements. I've had guests that have said, man, tell me more about what you're doing. I have clients who need that. It's not something we do. Or, I have a friend here that needs help with this. And so I was referred out to people. And it really all started from that seed and that intention of how can I contribute to connect with them? How can I really build the relationship? And then what an amazing thing that happens when you're on a podcast with somebody is you get to accelerate like this shared experience. They get to tell their stories, you get to be a part of it, and they then associate those stories and their experience with you at some level. And so it creates this really healthy, really deep bond when you just approach the conversation on the podcast by trying to learn about them, uncover who they are, promote their strengths, really showcase them to your audience and to the world. And once you have that connection, it's a lot easier to just start having open conversations about like, hey, I noticed there's this issue on your site. Can we take care of that for you? Or do you know anybody that needs, more traffic to their offers so they can convert more and grow? Or do you need somebody, that can help you with social media strategy or whatever it is? Offering that or having that conversation after you record the show is a really effective way to build that relationship. So whatever space you're in, whether it's you are an HR consultant or you offer products, if you're in the supplement business, or you do things with holistic health, or you're a consultant that comes in and helps people save money on their technology costs, or your marketing company, like we are, whatever services that you have, by starting with having that conversation, building the relationship, having somebody on your podcast, it's really effective, and it's much simpler to be able to make an offer of more ways you can serve them after you've engaged and have that conversation. So that was the process I used. I actually took a bunch of folks through a training on this. So if you ever need help with this, feel free to reach out. I'd be glad to share some resources there. Or if you're looking to start your own show, or you're looking for a way to really start having valuable conversations with the people in your audience, please reach out. I'd be glad to serve and help you there. You can reach us at businessmarketingengine.com and contact us there, or feel free to comment down below or message me wherever you need help or support. Even if I can just point you in the right direction and you want to tackle this on your own, I'd be glad to give you the insights that I have. So I hope that gives you just another kind of fresh perspective on how you can use social media to generate significant revenue. I appreciate you taking time to tune in today. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the drug that almost every quote unquote drug that almost every social media channel uses when they launch. I want you to be aware of it so you can plan for it and really leverage it. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you on the show tomorrow. Appreciate you tuning in, and we will see you then.